All right, let's get going with our main lesson. We're going to be working again with tape diagrams today. So it's going to be nothing new. We're going to be doing exactly what we have. So make sure you have something to write on and something to write with. If you don't have that, pause the video and go grab it now. Otherwise, we're going to get started. Now today, again, just like every other day, we are going to read the problem first, and then we are going to draw the problem out in our tape diagram, and then we are going to write the number sentence that goes along with the problem. Okay, so go ahead and draw a tape diagram on your board or piece of paper right now. Leave it empty, and then I will read the first problem. Take about 5 more seconds. You can always pause the video if you need more time. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. All right, our first problem, it's about Rose. It says Rose drew 7 pictures and Willie drew 11 pictures. How many pictures did they draw all together? All right, so our question is asking how many pictures did they draw all together? That all together must mean that we are trying to find the total or the whole. So we're trying to find the whole section of our tape diagram, okay? So let me get this into my big screen. All right, so I have my tape diagram drawn out, and it's empty. And it started by saying Rose drew 7 pictures. So I'm gonna put an R up here, and I'm gonna draw out the information that the word problem said. So if Rose drew 7 pictures, I'm going to draw 7 circles. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 5 on the top, 2 on the bottom. That is our 7 pictures that Rose drew. All right. Then it said Willie. I'm going to put a W for Willie. It said Willie drew 11 pictures. So what do you think we're going to do with that information? We're going to draw it on this side of the tape diagram. So draw it with me. We're going to draw 11 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have a full 10 frame and 1 more on the side. So that is my 11 that Willie drew. So if Rose drew 7 and Willie drew 11, how do you think we're going to figure out how many they drew all together? We're trying to figure out the whole. We have both our parts. I know that part plus part equals whole. So we're going to do 7 plus 11 equals, well, hopefully it'll tell us our whole. So I'm going to use the counting on method. 11's the bigger number, so I'm going to put 11 in my head and count these 7 more pictures. So do it with me. Put 11 in your head. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 circles all together. That must mean that they drew 18 pictures all together. So 7 plus 11 equals 18. All right, look at all that work you did. That's awesome. We have our full tape diagram filled out. It's labeled, and we have our word or our number sentence on the bottom that tells us our answer. So Rose's 7 pictures plus Willie's 11 pictures equals 18 total pictures. All right, awesome job. We are going to move on to our next problem. So go ahead and erase your whiteboard or find a blank piece of or blank spot on your paper and draw another tape diagram out. Okay, I'll give you a couple seconds to do that while I do it too. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video, but I'm going to move on to question number 2. This one is about Darnell. It says, Darnell walked 7 minutes to Lee's house. Then he walked to the park. Darnell walked for a total of 18 minutes. How many minutes did it take Darnell to get to the park? All right, so I want you to think about what information we know. What is the question telling us? And again, I like to look right at the numbers because those are usually really good information for us to solve our word problem. First number I see is 7. It says Darnell walked 7 minutes to Lee's house. All right, so let's draw that on our whiteboard. All right. So if Darnell walked 7 minutes to Lee's house, and then he walked to the park, I'm going to label this L for Lee, and then P for park, because I know he walked a little bit of time to Lee's house, a little bit of time to the park. So those are our two parts. Now, how many minutes did it take him to walk to Lee's house? 7 minutes. So we're going to draw 7 circles. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then draw our line to split up our parts. There's our 7, and we can write the number 7 right there. So he walked 7 minutes to Lee's house. Then the problem said he walked he walked to the park. Did that tell us how many minutes he walked to the park? It just said he walked to the park. No, it did not. So we must need to find that because we don't know that. Then the problem went on to say that Darnell walked a total of, hold on, I actually got to check, a total of 18 minutes. So there's that word total again. Total also means whole. So if we walked a total of 18 minutes, our whole is 18. So we have 7 minutes to Lee's house, some minutes that we don't know to the park, for a total of 18 minutes. How do you think we're going to find out how many minutes it took for him to walk to the park? There's a couple ways we could do it, but the way we've been doing it and the way I'm going to stick to doing it is we're going to start from 7 and count on all the way till 18. And then we'll count how many circles we have to see how many minutes he walked to the park. So I'm going to erase my question mark. And we're going to count on, starting with 7. Count with me. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have a full 10 frame and then one extra one on the side. So 10 plus 1, what's 10 plus 1? 11. So that means he walked 11 minutes to the park. So if he walked a total of 18 minutes and his first half of the walk was 7 minutes, that means the other part must be 11 minutes. So go ahead, take a quick second and write down the number sentence that you think goes along with this word problem. I'm going to do the same and then we will compare. All right, take about 3 more seconds. All right, if you need more time to write down your number sentence, please take that time. I'm going to keep going on right now. So let's compare our answers. My number sentence, I have 7 plus 11 equals 18. Awesome job if you have the same one. Let me explain how I got this. We had one part in our tape diagram was 7, one part was 11. I know that part plus part equals whole. So I know that 7 plus 11 equals our whole, which is 18. Another way of looking at it is Darnell's 7-minute walk to Lee's house plus his 11-minute walk to the park equals 18 total minutes walked. If that's the number sentence you got, awesome job, you're on a roll. If not, that is okay, because we are going to just keep practicing these. And if you need to, you can always rewatch this video and go through the problems again. So go ahead and erase your board or find another blank spot. We got one more problem to do. Okay? And then go ahead and draw another tape diagram. Do it quick. See if you can beat me. I'm done. Are you done? I'll give you a little bit more time. All right, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to move on. All right, our last problem is about Emmy. It says Emmy has some goldfish. Tamara has 14 beta fish. Tamara and Emmy have 19 fish in all. How many goldfish does Emmy have? All right, so we have Emmy and Tamara. They both have a certain amount of fish. Then they combine them, and then they have the whole or total amount of fish. So do we know how many fish Emmy has? We do not. It says Emmy has some fish. Some's not a number. I don't know how much that is. But Tamara has 14 beta fish. So what do you think we should do with that information? We should draw it. We're going to draw it out in our tape diagram. All right. So Tamara has 14 fish. Let's put a T for Tamara. Then write the amount of fish she has, which is 14. And then what do I do down here? I'm going to draw the picture. Very good. All right, so let's do it. Let's draw 14 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, that's a lot. If you need more time to write down those circles, go ahead, pause the video, and take as much time as you need. All right, so we have Tamara has 14 beta fish. And it says Emmy, I'm going to put an E over here for Emmy, said Emmy had some fish. So we do not know how many fish Emmy has. But it did say all together, which is another phrase that tells me I'm talking about my whole or my total. All together, they have 19 fish. So where do we think that information is going to go? It's going to go in my whole section. So let's write 19 up here. All right? So Tamara has 14 fish. Emmy has some fish. Together they have 19 fish. All right? So go ahead and fill in how many circles, or try and figure out how many circles we are going to write in Emmy's side of the tape diagram. Hint, start with 14, work up to 19. I'm going to do it right now on mine, and then we'll compare. All right, if you need a little bit more time, pause the video and hit play when you're ready. But this is what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles on Emmy's side. Now let me tell you how I got that. I started with 14 in my head, because I knew that's what Tamara had, and then I counted up to 19. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then I stopped because I reached my hole. And then I realized that I drew 5 circles. So Emmy must have 5 fish. Go ahead and take a couple seconds to try and figure out the number sentence that goes with this word problem. And then we'll compare and see if we have the same answer. If you guys need more time, go ahead and pause the video right now. I'm going to show my answer so we can compare our answers. All right, ready? Here it is. I have 14 plus 5 equals 19. I have part plus part equals whole. 14 plus 5 equals 19. So Tamara's 14 beta fish plus Emmy's 5 goldfish equals 19 total fish. All right, that is the end of our main lesson. Great job. You guys are working super hard, and I love that. So when you're done with this problem, go ahead and exit out of this video and head over to the assessment video, where I will give you a couple things to work on your own. Okay, great job, guys. I'll see you over in the next video.